I was raised in a pretty religious family. I had good parents. It was a pretty normal household. My parents were married, had a brother and sister, and we went to church every Sunday. Grew up religious. My parents read the whole family Bible stories all the time from kids' Bible story books. Like I said, we went to church. I followed along. I actually paid attention even at 10 years old, but I don't know, somewhere along the way I just kind of lost sight of all that. It wasn't really something that I experienced. I had seen so many hypocrites, people that didn't live their faith, that didn't treat people right. They were just judgmental and hypocritical, and I didn't want anything to do with that. It was kind of easy for me to walk away from when I started getting involved with the wrong people. They questioned my faith, my beliefs, and kind of caused me to question them myself. And they were starting to get into some things that were just stupid stuff. So I started getting in with the wrong crowd. Eventually I started listening to a lot of music. Music actually played a big part in my kind of turning away from God. And so I ended up buying into atheism and the whole materialist worldview, that there's really nothing more than you can see with your eyes and touch with your hands to this world. There's nothing spiritual. Everything happened by just a bunch of random chance processes. But I couldn't hold on to it long, because I could never shake the feeling that I had a purpose, that there was something I was specifically created to do in this world. So I ended up becoming agnostic. So that basically means I don't necessarily believe in any one God, any one religion, but I believe there's something more to this world. I was always a big nature lover, and I always kind of was interested in Native American culture. So when my dad ended up getting this book when I was probably about 14, he got a book by an author who was raised by an 80-some-year-old Apache Indian who taught him all these awesome tracking skills, survival skills. This author really impacted me, and a lot of what he worked in with a lot of those kind of skills and tactics was a lot of Native American philosophy and spirituality. So naturally that appealed to me, and I heard little bits here and there about Native American vision quests, and like I said, I really wanted to, I knew that I had a purpose. I wanted to figure it out. I didn't know where to begin, so I tried doing it. I spent 4 days without eating. I went up on the hill in the woods on my parents' property and spent all this time out there just kind of waiting for some kind of divine guidance, and I didn't really get it. I eventually, fortunately, found myself surrounded in business by some real Christians for the first time in my life. So as I was getting trained and mentored by a lot of these good, solid Christians, you could tell they were just sincere. They were genuine. They really honestly cared about people, wanted to help people, and they really just had such a trust and a reliance on God. I started reading the Bible for myself, and it made an impact on me, but I still kind of just thought it was earthly wisdom. I'd read the Bible, get what I could out of it, and use the success principles to live my life by. But when I skipped ahead to the New Testament, when I started reading the Gospels for myself, I really was faced with the decision that I've heard a few people put this way, that when you hear the claims of Jesus, when you read what he said, what he did, you have to come to the conclusion that he's either a liar, he's a lunatic, or he's the Lord. And for me, the clear decision when I started reading it was that he is the Lord, he is who he says he is. So I started getting to know who this God of the Bible was, and I started to see that he was the one who made me. All the talents, the gifts, the skills, the abilities that I had, all the passions and the desires that I had in my life, all the things that I wanted to do with it, are things that he put inside of me, things that he created me to be and to do. So I finally started getting some of that divine guidance I've been seeking most of my life going on for me, and he meets you where you're at. His perfect way of guiding you is, in here, in your spirit, in your heart. He wants you to hear that, what the Bible is called a still small voice, or an inner witness. I realize more and more as I follow him, even if it doesn't make sense at first, that he created me. He knows what he made me to do. He knows the skills, the abilities that he's given me, and he will pull those all out. He has ways for you to use all of that and to do everything that you're passionate about, everything that you have the desire to do. He has ways to put all of those into one very special, one specific, unique calling for you, for me. God is your creator. Jesus is creator, and he wants to help you fulfill everything that he's ever put in your heart.